up, people? Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. This is Gail Dudley with your news in motion. Today is Tuesday, December the 8th, 2020. So good morning to all of you. Good morning. Good morning. So who is out here on this Tuesday morning? Who's out here on this Tuesday morning? Good morning, Brenda Random, and good morning, Marion Jackson. Good morning. Good morning to you on this Tuesday, very cold morning. Good morning, Deborah Johnson. Good morning, Lady Beverly Woodard. Good morning, Karen Berry. Good morning. Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning. I see you're up, girl. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Good morning. Good morning, Pastor Alex. Good morning. Good morning, Adrian. Good morning. What's up, people? What's up? How's everybody doing on this Tuesday? Very cold morning if you're in the state of Ohio. Good morning to my brother, Louis Pryor. Good morning, Diane Ladybug. Good morning. That's right, Diane. Say good morning, family. It's a family affair for sure. Good morning. All right, y'all, we got a lot of news, but I want to first start and share with you. Solomon says, good morning, Solomon. Good morning, friend. How are you? I love it when the children be watching. I don't care what age. All right, Bellinger. Good morning, sister. Good morning. I like that Bellinger hyphen Hudson. Good morning, Patricia Lyles. Good morning. How's everybody this morning? First, let me apologize for yesterday. Good morning, Oscar. Good morning, Danielle. I got it right, didn't I? Good morning. Good morning. Let me apologize for yesterday. I know y'all gonna say for what, but I'm gonna apologize anyway. I was so melancholy yesterday. And the reason why I could not really come to a grips or to understanding when it came to Casey Goodson. He's now made national news. Yeah, Deborah's code. Good morning, Julie. And y'all, just when I was putting that together yesterday, and even going over like any last minute notes of any changes, because I check each morning to see if any of the breaking news has changed or anything like that. Good morning, Antoinette. And y'all, I was having a hard time. It was the grace of God that kept me together yesterday when I was sharing, that I didn't just lose it. I'm tired of our black men, actually black and brown people, period. But I'm so over our black men being murdered by police. I am. And hear me. Good morning, Kelly Lee. And hear me. In my family, so it's not that the police are bad. In my family, my brother-in-law is a retired Orlando police from in Florida. He's also worked Secret Service. He's also worked SWAT. He was also a detective. My own husband was a police officer in College Park, Georgia. Many of y'all don't know that, but he was. And so it's not about police. Good morning, Carolyn. It's about these people who are just reacting or afraid. Good morning, Hester. Girl, I know it's early in your neck of the woods. We just have to be mindful. Good morning, Mary Jenkins. And so, y'all, yesterday, I said, I gotta apologize this morning because I know I was melancholy yesterday. And I wasn't giving you all my 100% because I was reading this news saying, Are you kidding me? Is this still going on? Are we still having to say someone's name? Are we still having to use a hashtag? And it just hit me yesterday. So I didn't give y'all 100% yesterday, so I apologize. But hey, I'm human. Y'all know that I'm human. So good morning to everyone. Today is December the 8th, 2020. Good morning, Annette Jackson. Good morning, sister. I should say Pastor Annette Jackson. Good morning. Who else on there? Good morning, Judy. Judy, how's that Target gift card working for you? Y'all remember Judy won the 100th episode Target gift card. Good morning, Regina. Yep, there are good police. You're right, Miriam. All right, so now that I got my apology out the way for being melancholy yesterday because I just could not take it anymore, Good morning, Tracy Burrs. Good morning to my niece, Brittany. I was just out of it yesterday, reading all the news. Good morning, Latrice Jones. So I just felt like since I did not give y'all my 100% plus yesterday, I needed to apologize. But I know y'all know that I'm human, so it's okay. But I was just reading the news. Okay, y'all, coronavirus numbers. Let's start there. We have confirmed cases, 15 million. Good morning, Elisa Costin. 15,370,399 confirmed cases. That's what we have. This time last week, y'all, we had 13,920,038 cases. That's a difference of 1 million. Good morning, Lori. 1,450,000. Good morning, Tony Morrison. 301. So, y'all, within 1 week, on the same day, we're talking a difference of 1,450,000 in 301 cases. That's what's happening. Good morning, Robin. Deaths, we have 290,474 deaths. Recovered, we have 8,983,641 that have recovered. So let's celebrate the recovery. Y'all, New York Times is reporting that the current occupant and his administration passed on Pfizer, who gave an offer last summer. They passed on them. That's why Pfizer isn't playing their game. So Pfizer even said, I'm not even coming to your summit. We're out. We're going to do this. We're waiting for the new administration to do this. So that's what happened. Yeah, Mary, that's the number. That's the number. Y'all, this is what they're calling V-Day. They're calling it V-Day. It started already in the UK. It started there, I believe, 5 hours ahead of us. The first woman who received her vaccine this morning was 91 years old. So they have already started doing the vaccinations in the UK. The first woman this morning was a 91-year-old woman in the United Kingdom. So that's what's happening. All right, y'all, we got to say no. We don't want to have another 2020. I don't know about y'all, but I can't wait till next year. Just a few weeks ago. But get this. This is CBS News reporting, more than 300 people hospitalized in southern India after an outbreak of a mysterious disease. Good morning, Anita. Outbreak of a mysterious disease with epilepsy-type symptoms. Good morning, John Gore. With some losing consciousness. Y'all, patients, though, they tested negative to COVID-19 and other common viruses, but CBS News is saying, what is happening? And they see this possibly going to other countries. No, we just gonna say no to this. We're not, we had COVID and we done. We got to get through COVID. Don't bring us no new disease. Y'all, more than 300 were hospitalized in India yesterday, southern India, after an outbreak of a mysterious disease with epilepsy-like symptoms. No. I'm going to need y'all to put on y'all's mask, social distance, and wash your hands. I'm going to just have my own lockdown in my own house. We ain't having this. What you say, Karen? No, I'll pass. No, we're not doing this. We are not doing this. So even Fauci is already trying to figure out what this is. A place to call home, y'all. A place to call home. Good morning, Deborah. AP, that's the Associated Press, is reporting that the Trump administration said Monday that it will fully restore the Obama-era DACA, which is the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program that shields hundreds of thousands of young people from deportation, complying with the federal judge's order. You ain't have a choice but to comply. He told you what he said. You didn't have a choice but to implement it back. So just go on somewhere. Boy, bye. So they've already posted it on the website, now accepting new applications, petition for a 2-year renewal, and request for permission to temporarily leave the U.S. and come back. So I don't care what you do, buddy. Well, y'all know what I call him, Buttercup. The judge said you was going to do this anyway. So don't act like you did it on your own. No. He said what he said, and you didn't have no choice but to restore it. So there's that, people. There's that. All right, y'all, this is not a movie. If y'all remember last week, I gave y'all this, real story in Brazil, and it sounded like a movie. Well, here's another one. This one happened right here in the United States of America. And I'm like, what is going on? Y'all, Blavity News is reporting that police in Lincoln, Nebraska have arrested a white man who is suspected of making terroristic threats and yelling racial slurs at a black woman. Guess what, y'all? While picking up his chainsaw, revving it into turning on, and waving it at her as she is coming up the steps to her own apartment with a 5-year-old son. Yeah, this happened. This happened in Nebraska. According to KOLN, Norma, her name is Norma Nixman, was entering her home on Saturday afternoon, and Daniel Struck allegedly confronted her. The woman says she was about halfway up the stairs when she first noticed a man standing on the second floor of the apartment complex holding a chainsaw. She didn't give it much thought. But the 41-year-old man, when she walks up, he revs up the engine of the chainsaw, begins to wave it towards the woman while yelling racial slurs to her to get off of his property. According to Norma, the white guy then chased her down the stairs with the chainsaw and continued to pursue her until they got to the end of the property. He was later arrested on suspicions of making terroristic threats, and he is now booked with the hate crime enhancement. Do what? We do this now? We do this now. This is the United States of America. We do this now. Yeah, he picked the wrong one. Yeah, she was armed. She said, but she was so shocked that she just took off running. She was like, she was shocked with what was happening. And I think that's our reaction, that we're like, okay, let me run. But if we start rolling up and like opening up our coats with our own stuff, like, what? You got a chainsaw, but I got this. I got a machete right here. What? What you gonna do? I hope we don't get there, y'all, but this is what's happening, y'all. This is what's happening. All right, y'all, in election news, we have diversity. Now, I got to say this. Let me grab a chainsaw. That's right, John. Yeah, I would be shocked. I'm telling you. I read these things. We go over different things, and we pull out things that, you know, most things you've heard, but we're digging deeper on some of the different news highlights. And when I come across things like this, I'm like, is this a movie? This is really happening. We really do this. We can now no longer distinguish a movie from real life. What he lived to be arrested. That's right, Mary. Yep, that's right. He lived to be arrested. Man, it's just like, what is happening here? So, y'all, we got to give it up to Joe Biden. I still have some issues with some of his picks, but he is a man that's bringing about diversity. All right, President-elect Joe Biden will nominate a retired 4-star Army General Lloyd J. Austin to be Secretary of Defense, and he will be the first black leader of the Pentagon. So, hats off to that. Hats off to that. And then, yes, he has a woman that he has tapped to be the CDC director. Her name is Dr. Rochelle Walensky. She's a professor of medicine at Harvard Medical School and a practicing infectious disease physician at Massachusetts General Hospital. So that's happening. So he is bringing some diversity. There's still a few questions on some of the people that he's bringing in that have been here before. And I keep trying to think, okay, maybe he's doing it to bring things back together. But in the next 12 to 18 months, he has to be figuring out how to bring in new people, because we actually need to begin preparing for the 2022 elections. I know y'all don't want to hear that, but we can't sleep on this. We can't sleep on this, because that's what's going to happen. We cannot go back to what it was. That's what created the monster that we have today. So now we need to pull back. Yes, we need to pull things together, but at the same time, we need to look at this and say, okay, strategically, who are the best people? What are the best chess moves here? And while I'm speaking like this and sharing this information, I want you all to know, because of your interaction on News in Motion, I have two not one, but two national podcasts that wants to interview me before the inauguration under News in Motion. I told them if we do it, we have to have the News in Motion family as the title. So hats off to you, because you all are helping with the algorithm as you're sharing these videos, as you are talking about them, as you're going even to the YouTube, clicking on it to look as if you are watching it on YouTube as well. Whatever you have to do. So I have two national places that are wanting me to be on their podcast for the inauguration. So I'm excited about that. So I'm like learning all the right language to use too, y'all. You know, I got to make sure I represent y'all well, okay? All right, y'all. So for life, the New York resident and licensed New Jersey lawyer Isaac Wright Jr. has thrown his hat in the ring, announcing this week that he is running for mayor of New York City. Y'all know that ABC show, Life? Yeah, that whole show is about his life story. He was most notably known for fighting and winning appeals against the life sentence he was given in 1991 on charges of being a drug kingpin. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening, y'all. He's like, you know what? I done got everybody else free, because he ended up getting like 20 other fellow incarcerated people free. He's like, so I'm going to just go ahead and run myself. And he'll probably win. A black man. All right, time to move on. Now, Georgia's Secretary of State, Ransomberger, he's like, listen, we done this 3 times. You still lost, Buttercup. You still lost. And every time they do another count, there's like 3 or 4 more votes in Biden's favor. Y'all need to move on. Certifies, they're getting ready to recertify the election. And the secretary, he's like, and then they now using those words, we counted all the legal votes. You've been counting the legal votes. There was no illegal votes. That has already been discussed. So listen, move on. Just move on. It is now time for y'all to just certify the whole election. Y'all need to have some people there. Put the moving trucks up there. Start moving the stuff up out of there. And then we have Sister Girl. I only want to call her Sister Girl. We have his other half. Other quarter, I don't know. Who's talking about she's getting ready to reveal the week before the inauguration a tennis pavilion on the White House lawn. She's taking down all the cherry blossom trees. She's taking down anything of greenery, and she's making it all concrete-like surfaces. Now, since this is news and people see that, I won't say what I want to say, but what's underneath that concrete? What's happening? Why y'all got so much concrete going on around the White House? And they're going to reveal this before the inauguration. Sweetie, be best to be packing. Get your stuff and get up on out of here. You done. We don't need your revealing of a pavilion. Do you play tennis? You gonna play them in your 6-inch heels? We don't have time for this. Just pack it up. Pack it up, y'all. So that's what's happening. So just pack it up. All right, we got funding and stimulus, y'all. We got funding and stimulus, rundown, confusion. Now, so y'all see I'm back. Yesterday I was melancholy because I was dealing with Casey Goodson. I was mad about that. I wanted to go down to the State House, and I was just feeling it. I was heavy yesterday, so I apologize when I first came on here this morning. I didn't give y'all 100%, but y'all can see right now I'm back. I'm back. I'm loving me some news this morning, y'all. Listen here. Congress is appearing to pass, this is the House, a 1-week stimulus bill. 1 week. Latrice said, be best. 1 week. Okay, this is a funding extension, all right? Now, this is just to give them, I don't know if they want to just look good or what. That's not going to work, people. We have over 50 million people who are facing eviction on New Year's Eve. 1 week isn't going to get them groceries. 1 week isn't going to keep their lights on. Now, y'all need to do better than this, because you are on your way home to your $1 million homes with your nannies, your cleaning crew, your cooks, and whomever else. And I ain't mad at you, because if you got it, you got it. I celebrate you. But at the same time, I need you, as you're flying in your private jets home, I need you to think about the everyday, ordinary citizens who put your behinds in the office into the first place. Now, come on now. Y'all need to do better than this. So what I'm asking all of us to do, y'all, we're going to keep writing them. We're going to keep writing them. We're going to keep raising our voices. It's not okay. Now, they're trying to protect the government shutdown. I'm good with that. It's necessary. We need that. Protect the government shutdown. I'm all for that. But you keep protecting everybody but the U.S. citizens. Without us, there would be no you. There won't, you can't, it doesn't measure up. So stop being selfish and get to work. Stop lining your own pockets, and you can, I ain't mad at you, but make sure you're lining everybody else's pockets. Come on, y'all, we got to do better than this. We got to do better than this. So they're looking at a $1.4 trillion spending bill. That's just, it's just a fraction of what we need. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But now Mitch McConnell, I still don't know how he won. That's the one we need to recount. We need to recount Kentucky, and we need to recount South Carolina. Because I'm not sure Mitch McConnell or Lindsey Graham won. Y'all notice now Lindsey now flipping back over to like he got a right mind. He's like, well, now, Mr. President, if you ain't found anything, we need to just stop talking about it now. I gave you a few days to give me proof. Oh, now you talking bad. Yeah, we need to check and see if you really won, Lindsey. All right, y'all, Mitch McConnell hasn't agreed to open up a Senate debate on a compromising stimulus package being pushed by bipartisan senators. He's not even interested in doing that. So, but he on his way home by next Friday, well, probably Monday, Tuesday of next week, in his own jet, coming to Kentucky. All right, y'all, so in the meantime, Congress is preparing to vote on a stopgap spending measure. It's so confusing. Y'all. Let's identify one thing and stick to it. Identify one thing. See, us everyday people, those of us who have level-minded, we have a level head, we need to go run it. We need to go up in there. We need to, I don't want to get kicked off of Facebook or YouTube or anything. But we need to roll up in there and say, look, we tired. So we're going to help y'all put together a strategic plan to get us moving. Because apparently y'all are stalled. And y'all need us. You said you were on a roll this morning. Hey, John, what's up, bro? So seriously, I'm about sick of these people. Now, get this, because I know somebody in Georgia that had to register to vote, turn over her license, get a new license, all of that stuff so she could vote. Man, the questions she was asked. You talking about they were asking questions, they were doing red tape, they were like, my grandfather doesn't have a middle name. Now, he made one up. My grandfather is gone on to glory now, but he made up a middle name. My grandfather's name, and my brother and my sister are on here. My grandfather's name is was Louis Pryor Sr. Well, he decided, that he wanted a middle name, so he named himself Silvestri. Yeah, that's what he did. Yeah, he did. And so one of the vetting questions was, what's your great-grandfather's middle name? Well, my girl was like, what are you talking about? He didn't have a middle name. They're like, yes. So she's like texting me. And I said, oh, it ain't real though. But so when you say it, make sure you say it ain't real. When I went to the White House, yes, I went to the White House. My daughter went to the White House when Obama was in office. Yes, we did. We went to the White House as media. Yes, we did. And so we were there, and that was one of the vetting questions. And I got the vetting questions. So they were like asking me, and I was like, I bust out laughing. And the Secret Service, whoever they were, they started laughing. They said, he made it. I said, he made it up. And they started laughing. They said, okay, you're good. You're clear. Go ahead. But we have to know that. You gave yourself a middle name too, Alex. Come on, really? you just make sure your children know that you gave yourself a middle name because it can mess you up. So of course my girl was like, Mom, great-grandpa have a middle name. It ain't his. So make sure you say he made it up. And they kind of like said, okay, all right, you're good. So listen, y'all, we got to share with our family the stuff that we've done so that if we get caught like that, we're not like denied something because y'all did something, because we did something. So there's that. All right, y'all, standing ovation time is standing ovation time. For the win, Variety is reporting Rashida Jones, y'all. She a black sister, Rashida Jones. She is the up-and-coming news executive at NBC Universal. Yes, she is. My son carries my middle name, hopefully. That's a great point. Well, she will take the reins in the company at MSNBC, cable news outlet, in February. Setting her up to be the first Black executive to run one of the nation's big cable news outlets at the time when the business of growing importance to the nation's large media. So she is going to take the reins, y'all. She is replacing Phil Griffin, who will step down in January. And again, I just have to say, Jones will be the first Black executive of a major U.S. cable news network. Y'all, we still have first. And we're going into 2021, we still have first. But y'all, shout out to Rashida Jones. Now, let me just tell y'all what I'm going to do. And this is how we need to do things, y'all. Soon as I saw that, I immediately sent over a congratulations letter to her. And of course I put in there, when you get an opportunity, check out the News in Motion family. And we're a family. I may be the host, I may be sharing the news, but we have a conversation through Facebook Live. Y'all know I did. I'll let y'all know if she responds or not. All right, y'all, it's time for the inspirational message. It is time for the inspirational message. I was listening, my husband and I make a habit of playing worship music in the morning. We play worship music. And today I was sitting there just checking out to make sure that, there's no breaking news or the news hasn't changed. Because you have to check, because I never want to give y'all something that is false or that is skewed or that has changed or anything like that. We pride ourselves on making sure all the information we give you is top notch and on point, and we have crossed every T and we've dotted every I. So I was sitting at the kitchen table, and as I was sitting at the kitchen table, this song came on. And I could tell it was CeCe Winans' voice. And literally, while I was sitting at the table, I just began to cry. And the reason I began to cry, and here's the inspirational message for today. The inspirational message is, God has never lost a battle. He has never, ever lost a battle. And the song went like this, and I can't sing it, but the song went like this. He can do all things but fail. She goes on to say, you never lost a battle and you never will. So y'all, I started thinking about 2020. I started thinking about our lives. I started thinking about individual lives. I started thinking about my life in particular, my life with my parents, my life with my siblings, my life with my husband, my life with my children, my life with my friends, just my life. I started thinking about other people and their highs and their lows and conversations that I've had with people across the board. I just went into a place of worship. I went into a place of thanksgiving, and everything that looked negative, I said, but God fixed it. He has not lost a battle. So everything that was coming through my mind, I kept saying, but God never loses a battle, and he never will. I don't know your situation today. But what I want to remind you is that God has never lost a battle, and he never will. So of course I went to the Word. And the first one that came to me is actually one that I preached about 4 or 5 years ago. And the scripture says, do not be afraid or discouraged because of this vast army, for the battle is not yours, but God's. Y'all, regardless of what it looks like, and it can look as if it is a great big army that's coming against you, don't be afraid and don't be discouraged. Don't be afraid and do not be discouraged, because God has already gifted you and prepared you for what's coming. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that at all. But God has never lost a battle, and he never will. The question is, have you tried to interfere with what it is that God is leading you to, and you interrupt the plan momentarily? It's not that God lost the battle, it's that you interfered. And because you interfered, he had to say, okay, let me let my daughter and my son ravish in this just for a moment. But if you just wait on the Lord, be of good courage. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage. If you just wait, it's going to work itself out. It may not look good going in. It may not look good at that moment, but you just got to wait. So I kept going. I looked at Luke 1:37. For nothing will be impossible with God. Nothing. Nothing. There's not one thing that's impossible. I also went to Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. Now, many of us have thought over the years that when we say things like that, that we're being boastful or conceited. No. I know who I belong to. I know who I am. So I'm going to do what God says I can do. To me, to other people, it can be like, girl, you crazy. Girl, you 55 years old. No, I'm in the best years of my life. I'm having fun. I'm going to do all kinds of things. Come on, y'all. I got on 2 podcasts for the inauguration, 2. I ain't asked them. They came to me. So somebody's watching. Somebody's watching. I've had people text me, email me, inbox me and email me that they laugh at all of y'all's comments. People sit here and read y'all's comments. People saw all of you who put down your area of expertise and what you enjoy. Don't be surprised if you get a phone call. See, y'all, that's community. That's community. God has never lost a battle. So hear me. I got to go there today. I'm being done in a minute, but just hear me for a moment. You may be looking at your bank account right now saying, this doesn't look good. God has never lost a battle. What you have is exactly what you need in this moment. You may be looking in your cupboard saying, I don't have enough food, but I'm not going out. It's COVID. God is like, and I'm going to teach you new ways of cooking. The stuff that you have in your cupboards, you're going to start cooking. You may find out that you have a joy of cooking, and we may see you on the Food Network. God has never lost a battle. There could be somebody that's saying, yeah, expect a phone call. Yeah, there could be somebody that's saying, I need someone to be a virtual assistant. And you're thinking, I just lost my job, but someone knew how great you were in your job that they're going to call you. I'm not being prophetic. I'm not prophesying. I'm telling you what I've read in God's word. I've seen this time and time and time again. Time and time again. I'm going to give y'all a personal story. When my husband and I closed our church, people were already saying in the beginning when we said we're going to start a church, new churches never work. They never succeed. They never last. So when we closed it, people were saying, yeah, I knew they was going to close it. Well, we had the church for 14 years and we had people. We had givers. We had a choir. We did it. But what people don't know, and it wasn't really anybody's business, I was actually in Israel teaching on prayer. I was in Israel. I was in Jerusalem. I was teaching on prayer. That is my call to ministry, is prayer. I have the prayer gift. That's my gift. That's my prayer. I have books on prayer. I have to think about 4 or 5 of them now on prayer. I was on Temple Mount, and it was a Monday morning, which would have been Sunday night in the U.S., in the Eastern time zone. I was on Temple Mount, and I had, you can't really pray on Temple Mount. You can't do that. And there's guards up there following you. But I could hear, and I've only heard God audibly just a few times in my life. And I'm 55 years old. And I could hear the Holy Spirit saying to me, I need you to write this down. So I had my journal. So I opened up my journal. Of course, the security guard, they strapped. They got their machine guns and everything. Making sure I didn't have a Bible. And I had to show them it was just plain paper. And they were cool. And I started writing. And what I wrote down on there, I wrote down on the paper, I said, whatever God said, I'm going to write down. And God said, write these words, audible moment. He said, when you return home, tell your husband that he has been released. I'll never forget those words. And I was like, well, I'll just call. And it was like, don't call him when you get home. I was still in Israel for another week. Didn't know what it meant. Shut the journal. That's all he said. That's all he said. I flew home. We fly home all night. That's a long flight. Let me tell you, it's a long flight. You're over water for a long time. So I get home. I'm asleep. I go home, get in a shower. It's not like your own shower. I go to sleep. I don't know what time I wake up later Sunday. I'm at the door. Hi, Jacqueline. I'm go down to the kitchen. I'm sitting at the kitchen table. And God was like, now. And I'm like, now, I'm still half asleep. Now. So I say to my husband, hey, I got something to tell you. And y'all forgive me. I just got to take this like I got to take it to share with you because somebody needs to hear this. So he comes to the table. I pull out my journal. I said, look, God told me to give you these words. God said to tell you that you have been released. I showed him the journal. He gets up from the table. And I'm thinking, well, that didn't go too well, Jesus. I don't know what just happened. He comes back to the table with his journal. He said, when was this? And I said, well, let me tell you. I said, well, this would have been Monday morning, like about 5 a.m., which would have been about 11 something your time, Sunday night. He goes to his journal on that time. And in his journal, it says, God, if this is you speaking, send word by my wife that I have been released. See, obedience is better than sacrifice. Imagine if I would not have written down that word while thousands upon thousands of miles away at Temple Mount in Israel. What if I would have been like, See, we were already in our own battle, and that battle was, we want to do ministry differently. We just don't want to preach on Sunday. We just don't want to have Bible study. We want to do ministry differently. We have been praying that for about 3 years. We were getting restless. We were getting tired. We were thinking that God wasn't answering us. We was thinking that God was missing. No, God was there. We had to get to the place where we were ready to submit and surrender to what it was that God would say. The story's not over, y'all. The story's not over. So at the table, we're saying, all right, now, y'all, this is June of 2018. We're sitting there, we're like, okay. At the end of the year, we'll close the church. The following Sunday, my husband gets up to preach. And he can preach. Y'all that know him know he can preach. But it was like he couldn't preach that morning. And I looked at him, he looked at me, and we have a sign. Everybody should have your own sign in your family, so I'm not going to reveal our sign here. We have a sign. We gave each other that sign. And my husband began to preach like he always preaches. At the end of the service, he calls me forward and he says, well, y'all, the first Sunday in July is our last Sunday as a church. No, we had other plans that it was going to be the end of the year. We thought we at least had 6 months. No, God said right now. You're going to stop this right now. Somebody stood up in the church who had gone with him. I was out of town that time too. I was actually in Georgia with my daughter. He had gone, or more importantly, wonder if you did not share it. That's right, John. What if I did not share it? You're right. You're absolutely correct. He had preached at Mount Olivet on Easter 2018. As all of y'all know, Dr. Booth is now passed away, but he was the pastor. Dr. Booth was the pastor, but he wasn't feeling well, so he asked Kevin to bring the church over to preach. So back to the Sunday in June, a woman stood up and said, can I read something to you? Longtime member of our church. And we were like, yeah. She comes down front in her journal on Easter Sunday morning. And if you're writing in your journal back to back, you can't fake this. She circled in the middle of a page, while in the middle of Kevin's preaching notes on that Easter Sunday morning, she writes in her notes, she said, the Lord told me to write, but not to share. Be prepared. I'm about to release them. Hello, somebody. So y'all, the battle is not yours, it's the Lord's. And he's never lost a battle. We just have to go in the flow. We just have to go in the flow, y'all. We just have to go in the flow. We have to stop resisting what God is leading us to do. Individually, he has shared some words with many of you. It's time for you to respond to what he's been telling you. You see a battle. You see a vast army, but that army's nothing. That army cannot deter you. That army cannot distract you. That army cannot kill you. You're going to be victorious. You're going to be victorious. Many of you are on the edge of doing something and you're trying to make it make sense. Hear me. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to make sense. So stop trying to make it make sense. It's not going to happen. You have to be bold enough to step out on faith. By sight, you can't see it. You can't see it. You got to move, y'all. You got to move by faith. I don't know why I'm staying here. Y'all know, I know it's past 8 o'clock now. I don't even know what time it is. But I need y'all to get something. I need y'all to get something before I sign off today. I don't even have my thing anymore, so I don't even know what time it is. So if somebody, if it's like 9 o'clock, tell me. I don't think I'll go there. I don't know what time it is. But listen, we are in a season. Oh my God. We are in a season where you have to make a decision. Your decision may not make any sense to you, but it's time for you to do it. I don't know who that is. If you're supposed to move, move. If you're supposed to start something, start something. If you are supposed to lead something, lead something. If you are supposed to cut somebody off, cut them off. In love, but cut them off. If you are supposed to give, then give. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is for you. I don't know what it is for you. I now know what it is for me. And that's for me and God to have the conversation, but I know what it is. This morning when I heard that song by CeCe Winans, I was thinking, there's no way. Y'all talking, this is all makeup under these eyes, trying to get my face right to come and present myself to you all this morning. God is doing the miraculous. So there's been COVID, but you know how many houses have been sold in COVID? I told y'all $10.8 billion was spent the first time, the largest online purchasing on Cyber Monday. Y'all, somebody got some money. Y'all, listen, y'all, it's a shift. A shift is coming. Do you know how many live Christmas trees have been purchased? This is the first in years. They said the first since 1982 that live Christmas trees have been purchased at the rate they're being purchased right now. Y'all, there's a shift that's taking place. Don't look at it as a battle. Look at it as God is in control. Now flow in that. All right, y'all, that's all I have. That's all I have. That's all I have. That's all I have. I am Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. If you want to hang out with me in the morning, I should be right here if God allows me to come back tomorrow morning at 7:25 Eastern. If nothing more, forget the news portion. If you think somebody needs this inspirational piece in this video, live video today, please share it. If you want to have the link to the YouTube, I'll post it as soon as I put the YouTube up. Let people know, please join the YouTube. Please join the YouTube. It does help. Let me tell you why it helps. It helps because of the algorithm. People now are sitting at home, going through their smartphones, going through their computers, looking for an inspirational message, looking for something to do. When you join my YouTube, when you subscribe to the YouTube, when you share on the YouTube, it changes the algorithm. Somebody may need this inspirational message today. So it's not for me, it's for that person who's looking for something on the YouTube. The YouTube is normally up by 9 a.m. Eastern time. Let me give you my YouTube link. It is www.youtube.com/Gail Dudley. That's Gail, D as in David, U, D as in David, Ley. Again, that's youtube.com/Gail Dudley. That's my YouTube. Y'all, please keep hanging out at Target if you want to. Please look at other things I'm doing. Y'all, the first podcast is actually going live on Friday. I'm so excited. And y'all know what it's called? Something in mimosas, spiked or not, your choice. But listen, God's opening up doors. Can y'all believe it? Can y'all just celebrate with me? Because I don't look at it that I'm going to be on a podcast for the inauguration. I'm looking at we're going to be on a podcast for the inauguration, and I'm excited about that. I'm so excited about that, y'all. All right, y'all. I know y'all got to go. See, I'm back, though. Forgive me again for yesterday. I was just melancholy thinking about that young boy that was killed while he was just taking Subway into his house. No gun was found. No weapon was found on him. And it rocked me yesterday. But I'm back today. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Mwah! Peace out. Have a great day. See y'all later.